Men and women all over the globe are joining now for the best videos on the internet.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
And I'm doing my part too.
They're doing their part. Are you? Click the subscribe button now to become a member of the Action Pack. Would you like to know more?
Hey y'all, Tommy Boy here with Mike's After Action Reviews. This is the rapid action review of Frostpunk 2. Starting off with the developer and publisher for this game was 11-Bit Studios. They released the game on September 20th of 2024. The game's description on Steam is as follows. Frostpunk 2 elevates the city survival genre to a new level. Take the role of a steward and lead your city through a cascade of calamities taking place in a post-apocalyptic snowy setting. Build large city districts with their string of endless needs and demands. Navigate through conflicting interests of factions that populate your metropolis. As the needs of the city grow and factional power at its core rises, only you can steer the society towards an uncertain future. So overall, that is a really good description of this game. I really enjoyed I love survival games, and this really did bring this genre to a new level of survival with the cold and dealing with the cold and dealing with all your civilians that have their own opinions with everything, and especially when it comes to, we'll talk about here in a little bit, with laws and everything. Overall, the whole concept of the game was very enjoyable. Moving on with sustains and improves. My first sustain would be the storyline. The storyline of this game was just astounding. Especially from the first game, you'd build a city, and once that scenario was over, it was over. Then you'd start a new scenario, a new city. Another new scenario, new city. This game, you keep building up from not just that first city, you keep getting a new city, and another new city, and another new city. So you're still managing you're going to be managing 4 different cities by the end of the game, and it's just unbelievable. On my second sustain was the committee concept of this. From the first one, you didn't have a committee. So the committee of this, you have certain factions in your city that will vote towards what law you want to bring into effect. From the first one, whatever you chose was going to be the law. This one, you might have 3 or 4 factions that are going to be having a say-so in this, and if they don't like you, they will vote against you, and you will have to try to vote again for this, or try to enact it again. So that really brought in an extra just spice to this game. Yeah, an interesting challenge to this. So it was very enjoyable. I loved that part of it. My third sustain would be the district building. Super awesome concept. So from the first one, you would be building one building at a time, one building here, one building there. But this, you can actually make a district of 6 spots, and then that would be the district for the housing. You can have an industrial district. You can have just 4 different districts that you can actually build up with. My fourth sustain is, so from the first one, it was very important that you had to keep really close to the heater, the central hub heater. This one, I don't know. They must have just, kind of had the built-in heaters for everything, so you can build a little bit more vast of an area for your cities. So that was an extra enjoyable part to the game. Moving on to my improves, I had actually back to the district building. So I did enjoy the district building, the concept of it, but I wasn't a fan of having to specifically make 6 spots for that district. I wouldn't mind maybe 3 spots or 4 spots because you get a little vast, and some of the times the map is a little bit smaller, so you kind of want to get a little bit tighter areas. But if you're stuck with 6 spots that you gotta pick for a district, it takes up too much space. So I wasn't too big a fan of that. My second improve would be, so the research to add laws. So I talked about laws with the committees and everything, but there's research that you can do to improve production lines and items like that. But also they added, with research, you could also have additional laws with it whenever you research a certain item. I wasn't quite a fan of that either. I think those should be a little more separate than anything. But once you get into this game, you'll find out there are a lot of laws that you can really manage your city with. So that leads me to my third improve. There are a lot of laws, and it can get overwhelming with you'll have certain incidents where they might require a law that you really don't approve of. But that majoral committee that you're trying to keep happy, if you don't pass that law, they won't be happy with you, and you won't be able to pass any other laws. So it can get really tedious with laws and everything. But overall, I really enjoyed the game. It was it really got me in. Like, I literally only played it one day, but that one day I played it for 11 hours. It really sucks you in, and I'm also a person that if I know that I'm not gonna quite get where I need to have a good foundation for my first city, especially now that I know you got to manage multiple cities, you want to really get that first city foundation perfectly, where it can pretty well self-sustain itself plus others if possible. I will restart it if I know I'm not getting to that point. So that's another reason why I spent so much time on that first day. This is a game that this is a game that you really got to find. This is a game that you really have to commit to if you really want to get through this game. It is so much fun. I really enjoyed it. They really enhanced everything from the first game, which, again, I loved the first game. The second game is just phenomenal. So overall, my final score for this game would be an above average. Thank you all for watching my first solo game review, and have a great day.
Don't forget to check me out on Twitch and join the Discord, where you can voice chat with me while I live stream, and you won't be recorded or anything on YouTube and Twitch, so that's pretty cool. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. If you like to read, you can see my after-action reports on my blog. And if you are interested, you can get some merch from my spring store. The links for everything are in the description below.